Hello there, Eagles. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today we're talking about topic 13, lesson 2, and today's learning target is I can convert from one unit of customary capacity to another. Go ahead and pause the video so you can write down both the topic, the lesson, and today's learning target. All right, here are some things you need to write down under the vocabulary section. Here is a very handy, useful guide that will tell you how many customary units of capacity are in each individual item here. So for instance, 1 pint would equal 2 cups. 1 quart equals 2 pints. So go ahead and pause the video and write all of these details down. You might also know it by gallon man. If this is a better way for you to visualize customary units of capacity, then go ahead and write that under vocab as well. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, here's Mr. Whalen to teach this week's lesson.
Hi, this is lesson 13.2. We're going to convert customary units of capacity. Before we begin, we got to figure out what the heck capacity is. Capacity is how much space a liquid takes up or an object takes up. For example, this is a gallon. It's about as much as a 1 gallon jug of milk. And this is a quart. This is about a pint, up to that line there, holds a pint of liquid. And this is about a cup. Doesn't look like much of a cup, but it's a cup. So within this big gallon, you have 4 of these, and actually have 8 of these, and so on. And I'm going to show you how to remember all that. So you may have heard of it before, like the gallon monster, the gallon guy, gallon gal. I'm going to go with the gallon kingdom because it's easier for me to remember. So in this gallon kingdom, that's not much of a G, there are 4 queens. And these queens stand for quarts. Each queen has 2 princesses. The P stands for pint. And each princess has 2 crowns. They're pretty spoiled. So every pint gets 2 cups. So there's 2 cups per pint. Each crown has 8 jewels. 8 jewels on top. That's a lot of jewels. It's a rich kingdom. 8 jewels. And this is a way just to remember, how much of one is in the other. So let's look at converting this. So if I have let's say 8 pints. If I have 8 pints and I want to convert that to gallons, what I'm going to have to do is what we learned yesterday. You think about your smaller unit. You're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. And do you remember what you do? Yeah, you're right. You divide. Nice work. So you actually divide. So once you know what you have to do, you take 8 and you divide it by, well, what do you have to divide by? You got to figure out how many pints are in a gallon in general. So let's count them up. Let's go back to our kingdom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's already 8 pints in a gallon. So you take the 8, you divide it by 8, and you get 1 gallon. So let's do that one more time, and with a little bit different question. Let's go with 15 pints, and we're going to convert it to cups. Okay, we go back down here and look. Okay, we're going from pints to cups. That's actually going from a larger unit, right? So the pints are here down to the cups. Pints are larger, from a larger unit to a smaller unit, and yeah, you're right, you multiply. So what do I multiply though? I take my 15, and I know I need to multiply, but now we have to figure out by what. So you go back here and look at how many cups are in 1 pint. If you try to do how many pints are in a cup, that doesn't work. So it only goes one direction. There are 2 cups for every pint. So you multiply by 2. 15 times 2 is 30. So now you have 30 cups per pint. Sometimes you're going to get something that doesn't necessarily work out perfectly. So now we're going to actually convert quarts to gallons and quarts. So since we start with quarts and we're going to gallons, that's going from a smaller unit, not number, it's all about the unit. Smaller unit to a larger unit. Smaller unit to larger unit, we know we need to divide. So we take 30 divided by, then we look and see, how many gallons are in a quart? That doesn't work. How many quarts are in a gallon? 1, 2, 3, 4 quarts in a gallon. So we divide by 4. So if we do our long division, 30 divided by 4, 4 goes into 30. 7 times 4 is 28. We subtract and we get 2 left over. So that means we have 7 full gallons, and this remainder is actually going to be the remainder of quarts, just like that. And if you went from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you do the same thing, except you would just multiply.
Now it's your turn to try. Here are tonight's practice problems. Go ahead and pause the video now and figure out the answers to the problems, and then come back when you're ready to check. All right, coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are the answers. Number 1, 10 pints equals 5 quarts. Number 2, 48 ounces equals 6 cups. Number 3, 70 cups equals 35 pints. Number 4, 15 pints equals 30 cups. And number 5, 10 gallons equals 160 cups. Make sure you checked your work and you wrote how many you got correct out of 5. Remember, be honest, it's not for a grade. We also need you to honestly fill out that self-reflection. Could you teach a friend, or are you still confused? And be sure to fill in the space with any questions you still have. All right, Mr. Whalen and I will be back with the next lesson tomorrow. Have a good night.